Larry in Cedar Park. Oh, you're local.
Yes, I am. You don't get many local calls?
Not
so much
anymore.
anymore, right. Used to be all local.
I must admit, I've been binge watching your show for the last couple of weeks. I'm kind of late to the party. I'm a longtime atheist, former Christian, but I'm kind of late to the party. I didn't discover all of this until I got turned on to YouTube.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff out there.
What my frustration is that I see all of you, Russell, Matt, Aaron, Jan, and yourself, Don and Tracy. Tracy, by the way.
Good enough.
You're all,
Okay.
butting their heads against so much ignorance when I guess you could call them a true believer calls in and cannot be pried loose from their beliefs.
Okay.
Well, often we don't expect to change the mind of the caller, but we do this in a TV format because a lot of people listening are sitting the fence and can be persuaded, and so I don't think I've ever convinced anybody with one phone call.
No, not at all.
Your recent caller is a good example of that, and I am so appreciative of how gentle and civilized you are to even the most vehement theist who
Except for Chuck from Honolulu, that apparently we just hang up on now. So. But yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
This is a point that people used to make a lot, and I think I did do a show one time where I actually read out like emails from people who said that we made an impact. I may be incorrect about this. I may have done this somewhere else, but the downside to the show is that other people that are viewers don't see the email threads. Right, so they can't see the letters that we get, and so it's not the fault of the viewer if they're like, what in the heck do they think they're changing? Nobody ever changed their mind. I mean, that's what it looks like, right? And when you're watching the show, but when you get the emails, we see all the people who write to us to say, somebody encouraged me to watch your show. My atheist friend and I were having an argument. They told me I need to watch your show. I started watching. At first, I was really angry, and then after watching like 5 or 6 episodes, I started thinking these guys are making really good points, and some of the things that I believed came up in calls, and then I heard your answers, and I'd never thought of that before. And so when there's what Donna is describing, it's a weird phenomenon, right? So the person on the call, especially the person who is the most strong-headed, is probably never going to back down. But other people who hear it, they're not feeling defensive because they're not on the argument, right? They're not in the argument, they're not on the call with us. So they're kind of chill just watching how someone else handles it. And when they hear rebuttals from the callers that are things they would say, and then they hear a response they've never heard before or never considered before, and they think, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense, it can have an impact on people viewing. And so if you understand that, it makes the show make a lot more sense. Does that help?
Thank you so much. I was getting depressed watching this and not seeing any movement on the other side. You've raised my spirits somewhat.
Oh, good.
Okay. Did you have a suggestion for us or an
I think he was
tack?
just kind of confused about why we're doing it.
Why do we do it? Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, no, I do. As a matter of
okay.
fact, I have some strategies that I've kind of worked out. And one of them just popped into my mind.
Hit us with your best one.
Last night, and but I don't want to share it with you on the air because it might.
Okay. Tip your hand too much.
It is effective as if I put it out over the air right now.
Okay.
Well, there are a lot of different tacts and a lot of different ways of going about it. Humor is a great way to get under the radar. Being a little bit brash sometimes gets people's attention. There's all sorts of different ways of going about it. There's the street epistemology way that's very subtle and such. So I think all of these things are valid. I think they all have a way to contribute. And there's room for more voices and not just us, not just the way we do things here.
It's interesting that you bring up humor because that's what led me to finding the atheist streaming with Hitchens and Dennett and all the others. I was watching things like Lewis Black and Bill Maher and Jeff Dunham, and then these other things started popping up on YouTube.
Yep.
And so I started exploring them. And like I said, I've been a long-time atheist, and it was so enlightening to me to find that there is a large population of atheists that think the way I do.
Well, good.
You are not alone. Yes. Okay.
All right.
In fact, I intend to come down and meet with you after the show.
Cedar
be
Park
awesome.
is
We'd love
not
to have you.
far. I have friends in Cedar Park, so it's very close.
So where are we going, by the way?
You're going to be at, is it,
Go for it, Larry. Tell us where we're going for dinner.
well, I had it.
Okay, I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I thought I was going to give you an opportunity
Star
to
of
do
India
it.
on Anderson
Yeah,
Lane.
Star of India, 2900 Anderson.
Be there about
Right.
6:30, 6:45, somewhere in there.
Yeah, sometimes we go a little long.
Yeah.
Well, I'm even going to forego my usual watching of my favorite football team, the Cowboys.
Oh,
You
no.
have to put it on tape or something.
No.
All right. All right. Well, thank you for your call, Larry.
Okay.
And we'll look forward to seeing you
All right.
at dinner.
Bye-bye.
You will see me.
All right. Take
Bye.
care.
Bye-bye.